hoop. This is where you give your opening monologue. This is Tuesday night. Go, Derek.
So, airline food. Am I right?
All right, this is still scrolling. See, we're already messed up with us, Stefania.
Yeah, we need her. We need her.
We need her. Okay, it's okay. Just start the show. Welcome to Still Scrolling. I'm Justin.
And I'm Derek.
And this is your favorite pop culture and talking about everything show on the planet Earth and on Mars. And today we are so excited to talk about what has been happening in the pop culture space. So happy to be on this show. I just got back from vacation from Chicago. It was great. Derek, how was your weekend?
It was good. I did not go to Chicago. It was
I was looking for you all over.
Yeah, I was not on vacation, but it was a decent weekend. Rested up. I finished Sunrise on the Reaping. Absolutely hate.
Oh my gosh!
Everything club. About my emotions, but
it was brutal. I mean, okay. Did I tell you that how everyone's mad at me for reading Sunrise on the Reaping first
instead of Ballad of?
Yeah.
Oh no! I think I saw your video on it, and honestly, I saw the movie, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Movie.
Yeah, and I don't
What?
I don't care so much about that story. I would prefer like a Lucy Gray story.
Well, I'm reading it, and it's very interesting. Now that I've read Sunrise on the Reaping, I'm completely rereading them out of order. Or reading them for the first time, because I've never read a single Hunger Games book except for this, Sunrise on the Reaping. And now I'm on Ballad. So, listeners, let us know if you want a book club episode that we could do. Funny enough, our book expert, Stefania, is not here. She got pulled into the... Wait, I said that for you last week. What should Stefania's dramatic reason for not being here? I think she had to hunt down her clone. It was a whole
some dude in like a phone booth showed up and said he needed her help or something like that.
Oh, did she also take like the red pill or the blue pill, something like that? She got pulled into the Matrix.
Oh, dude, how do you cosplay as the Doctor and you didn't catch the Doctor Who reference?
Because it's not a phone booth; it's a police box. It's a TARDIS. Come on. Well, it's kind of a phone booth,
But it has a phone. It has a phone thing,
you
right?
In there, you call the police. I don't know anything about British culture. I only watch Doctor Who. Listen,
All right. We'll split the difference. We were both. I was not fully right, but okay.
You know what's funny though? I went as the Doctor in Chicago, right? And people complimented my outfit, but you never have those moments where, like, they don't think your outfit's a cosplay. They just think it's an outfit, and I was like, oh.
Oh, so they were just complimenting your look.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wait. Hold on. Wait, I'm the guy.
That's 100% Shooty's fault for like having that drip on him on the show, because he just dresses very well. Every other Doctor has like a uniform costume. He's just like, I look fantastic. That's my uniform. That's
best
my costume.
Dressed and everything. But the worst part of the weekend was I was dressed normally on Sunday. I just had like the Spider-Man jersey from Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. You know how I was just wearing that around the con because I was tired. I didn't want to like do the whole thing. And so this woman comes up to me and she goes like, "Oh my gosh, it's you." And I was like, "Oh yeah." She probably thinks I'm Freddie's roommate. You know what she does? She's like, "Oh my gosh, you're Fillmore." I was like, "Fillmore? What?" "No, it's Freddie's roommate, And she goes, "No, your costume. You're Fillmore." And I was like, "Oh, wait, no, that's not me. No, that's not me. Wait, what? No." Listeners, you're missing out on the YouTube show because I just showed a picture of it, and I was like, you know what? I'm done with this convention. You know what? Let's wrap.
I'm going home. Yeah.
Let's wrap this up. I was so sad. But anyway, I'll be talking more about Chicago on my own channels or anything. But speaking of channels, don't be afraid to follow Still Scrolling on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and all the socials to keep informed about what we're doing, what we're talking about, and all of that stuff. So without further ado, let's talk about the news today. Derek, guess what?
What?
You know what the number one recession indicator is?
I believe it's Katy Perry, Gayle King, Jeff Bezos' girlfriend, and a few other women flying into space, right?
Yes, that's the number one recession indicator.
Nailed it.
While these tariffs are in place, people are leaving the planet. It's like a different kind of like rich flight, you know? But if you didn't hear, a lot of celebrities got to go to space. I think this morning, was it? I think
they just got back like 20 minutes ago.
Yes, Gayle King was like really nervous about going to space.
She was going through it.
And like she was like, I don't know, I have a bad feeling. And listen, space is no joke. Like you don't just casually go to space. And I understand it's like probably like a big experience. And Katy Perry was there, Gayle King was there, a couple other people, celebrities were there too. So Derek, do you watch the morning show?
No, I started it. I stopped watching after Michael Scott died.
No, the morning show. Oh wait, no, I thought you were talking about The Office.
No.
Here's the thing. Morning show is a bad show, and everyone kind of jumped ship when they did the plot line of they send the crew up in these news reporters in the space, and you're like, that would never happen. Like,
it actually. Oh wow!
And they actually did it. They sent.
So Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston are in space. They go to space.
Or I think it was just Reese Witherspoon because Jennifer Aniston chickened out. But Gayle King, Aisha Boley, Lauren Sanchez, Amanda Wen, Katy Perry, and Carrie Ann, what's her full name? Carrie Ann Flynn all went to space. And I have some notes. I have a couple of notes for
Absolutely.
Okay, number one, this is awesome. I think this is really cool. You know what I mean? Like, unbelievable. Yeah. It's always cool to send people into space.
Space is cool.
My only note is that we have to work on the space outfits. I think we deserve, as a culture, better space outfits.
Would you be saying that if it was men going in space?
No.
Justin?
Well, yes. Actually, yes. Because there has been such good space drip in our sci-fi television shows.
Yeah.
That we should, like, have this figured out by now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay. Hear me out. The great thing about, like, the Star Trek uniforms, right? They're clean. They're classic. You know what I mean? And different variations of colors. I would like each crew member to have a different color. You know, you can have the yellow one, the red one, throw in a green one. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And then if they get in trouble out there, they can have like on their belts specialized. We could call them like morphers, and they can morph into like even better suits and armor. and each color could, like, I don't know, represent like a dinosaur.
Okay, you think? You know? All right. Okay.
Yeah.
You think I'm referencing Power Rangers, right? Okay, I see how it is. It's not that. It's okay. Here's another one. Alien had the jumpsuits. You know what I mean? It was a little loose. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to be Ripley from Alien. You know what I mean? You could wear like the tank underneath, like a little bit of military vibes. You know, that's cool. But I just want a little bit of color. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Am I making any sense, Derek? What do you think?
No, I think so. I think they just go for practicality more than anything, and they don't really give it too much of a thought afterwards, which is ironic considering that all of this is a publicity stunt for Jeff Bezos' space company.
Yeah.
I'm honestly just more concerned with, like, what are we doing, guys? You know, and don't get me wrong, space is important. I think we should be exploring it. I think we should be like trying to figure out what's out there for sure. Granted, Gayle King and Katy Perry aren't gonna do that, you know, especially if it's just like to be up there for a few minutes and then come back down.
Okay,
but that's just my 2 cents, you know.
I think we should be going to space more.
Right. Yeah, I think so too. But like legitimately going to space, you know, like not just
legitimately
what we did here today.
Here's the thing though. Remember, I don't know, there was a movie that came out with Scarlett Johansson and what's his name? Gambit. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name. Oh my god. Channing Tatum. And it was called Fly Me to the Moon, right? And they had like a whole she was like the marketing director for the space mission. And then they almost had to fake it just in case they couldn't get to the moon. It's a fictional story. It's not real. It's about faking the moon. And it made me so, like, you know how people talk about I was born in the wrong generation? I was not. Yeah. I like the rights that I have currently, unless the Supreme Court takes it away. Anyway, I would love to be in an era where we are romantic about space.
Right.
Because that is so cool to me. There is like, it's so unbelievable, not unbelievable, like we did that. We went to another like celestial body. We went to the moon.
Yeah.
For out of spite to beat another country. That's like, that feels a little more playful. You know what I mean? Instead of like a trade war. You know, who can get to the moon first feels a lot more like fun and casual.
Yeah, for sure. Know? And it's a lot less expensive for me, at least. You know?
Yeah, like I think that sounds like so much fun. You know, like you could like, I don't know, you could.
Yeah, I think there's so much. It just speaks to like human nature, right? There's so much shit out there in the universe, but just on the planet, there's so much to consume. Nature is vast. It's almost unending just on the planet, right? There's always something new to explore, something cool to witness, learn about, share with others. And then you multiply that times seemingly infinity for space and the universe and other galaxies and stars and planets. But here we are, like, you know, squabbling about, I don't know, lesbians kissing on TV or something. You know, like it's so frustrating. And to your point, right, it would be cool to like collectively try and do that again and explore space. But you mentioned we did it out of spite, right? We did it to beat Russia to there. And it's kind of like even in that we can't fully enjoy that moment because of the motivations behind it. But I think we'd be much better off if, you know, we can just put those differences aside and be like, let's go to space. You know, let's go to space. Also, give everybody healthcare and make sure people aren't starving to death. But also space. How cool would that be?
Yes, how cool would it be? To wrap up our discussion, Derek, if you were going to space, what outfit would you pick from a sci-fi, like, kind of franchise?
Shit, that's a good question.
Because the Blue Origin outfits have got to go.
Yeah, no. I like the Interstellar ones. I think those are...
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, I think those are pretty cool. Like when they're on the Matt Damon planet.
Matt Damon planet? Oh, right. Okay, those spacesuits. All right, yeah.
The surprise Matt Damon. Wait, what did you think?
I was trying to think of what like they wore. I'm talking like...
like regular clothes?
Okay, I'm talking about... Okay, let me clarify.
Okay.
The problem of the outfit, I'm going to show you on screen so the viewers can see. Viewers, if I'm looking at the Blue Origin, what's it called? Outfits on Instagram, you know? These bad boys, you know?
Okay. So not the. Okay, I see what you're saying.
What I don't like about it is the clashing blues. I don't like it. I don't like the writing on the side of it and like the chonky kind of logo. You know.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. I thought you meant like their exosuits, like their actual what they like. They weren't wearing that in the spaceship. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. Okay, if that's the case, then I like Star Trek, J.J. Abrams Star Trek. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But I'm extremely biased for the Picard maneuver. Do you know what that is?
Picard maneuver? What?
Yeah, so the Picard maneuver is an in-universe strategic maneuver that he would do where he would like fake going into hyperspace or whatever, and it would trick the enemy ships into thinking that the Enterprise was in two locations at once, and that's how they were able to like defeat the enemy at the time, right?
Oh,
But because
okay.
Star Trek The Next Generation was made in like the 90s or late 80s or whatever, the costuming wasn't like perfect. So what's his real name? What's Jean-Luc Picard's real name? The
Patrick
actor?
Stewart?
Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart was constantly adjusting his uniform, so he would be like, energize or make it so, and then he would go like, and he would like tuck his shirt in. He would tuck down on his shirt. So
Right.
outside of the universe, fans started calling that the Picard maneuver, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
long story short, I would probably do the Star Trek The Next Generation's uniforms over the original series, although I like the original series rebooted version in J.J. Abrams. I think that the original I think it was a little bit cheap, but the J.J. Abrams reboot version I think looked pretty cool. That's what I would wear.
Okay, fair enough.
What would you wear?
Here's the thing. Every good sci-fi franchise has a good jacket. Think about it.
Yeah.
All of them have a good jacket. You need a jacket.
You got me there.
So if I was Blue Origin marketing department, hear me out. Blue Origin, call me. I think that they need. All right. So you have them in, like you know what? Fuck it. Keep the jumper if you need to. Right. Keep the jumper. Make it monochrome. Right. Make it a little like looser up top so it kind of flowy. But you add like almost an Akira style jacket, and you have the big logo on the back. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So if you're looking at this, like, and then you have the logo on the back, like, come on, bro. That's way better, right? And then like you could take it off, you can like, you can slouch it a little bit. And what I like about the Akira jacket is the zip up, like, or the button, you know what I mean, on the up it. And you could like, I don't know, you could do it like a little bit at the top, or you can button it all the way up if they're getting a little chilly. I think if you're gonna go into space, at least let the outfit look like drippy, and then you could sell the jacket separately, or you could add some of those like weird ass nodules that people have on like shit and stuff,
Yeah.
Make it like an air tube or something.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I like the Akira look. You're right. I think you win. You win this one. Although I'm pretty sure Captain Kirk probably has some sort of a jacket or whatever, but I think the Akira look would trump that for me. I think
It's
I'd
not
prefer that.
like, here's the thing, Akira doesn't go to space. It's the the large jacket underneath maybe like a jumpsuit. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so the point is,
thank you, Gail King and
thank
Katy
you
Perry,
for sacrificing your time to go to
doing
space.
so much for us everyday Americans.
Speaking of everyday Americans, Derek, did you hear that the Academy Awards will finally begin recognizing stunts?
I thought you were going to say everyday Americans. Yes, though. I did hear that.
Yes, I am getting an award from the Academy. It's going to be great.
Hell yeah.
For doing
Me
nothing.
too. We did it.
But yes, if you didn't hear, This has been a long time coming, right? And the Academy finally relented and said, you know what? We are getting a best stunt category for the Oscars. Maybe they saw The Fall Guy, where they say like stunt performers don't get Oscars, which is like ridiculous, you know? But Derek, what do you think was going to happen? Because this is going to be, I don't know, be recognized in 2027. Do you think this is a good idea? Do you like it? And who do you think will be the next Oscar-winning stunt performer?
Honestly, I think it's overdue. I'm kind of wondering why they're waiting till 2027. Like, does launching a new award take that much prep work that they can't just do it for next year?
I think if I had to guess why they're doing it this way, is that it gives people time to make a film to to shoot for that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, I see.
The like for the
Yeah,
2026 Oscars, which is
right.
I guess the movies are already made, right? I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Or they're in post production or whatever.
Yeah,
but
like I don't think Wicked
photography's done.
can like put in a stunt to get this Oscar or something like that. Or like you can't like Mission Impossible, I don't think can get this Oscar because it's coming out this year. Yeah. But if I was a filmmaker or a studio, I was like, hey, I bet we could knock this out of the park. And then if you start today, that would come out in probably 2027, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe
that makes sense. It's okay, so it's probably for the 2027 award show, which is for 2026 movies. So yes. It would come out next year if you started today, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, look, overall, I think it's cool. It's long overdue, and stunts is one of those things like with CGI, where if you do a good job, people might not notice, right? So it's a hard thing to do sometimes and feel appreciated. Mm-hmm. And we only ever hear of stunt people when they get hurt or they die.
Right.
So it would be cool to have that recognition there. I'd be curious to see what it does for movies, right? Like not action movies, but just like regular, maybe like thriller, drama movies where, there's maybe some stunts, but not like, it's not like an action film. I'd want to see what the impact is on that. As opposed to like a Mission Impossible where Tom Cruise is already doing a bunch of crazy shit anyway. So, what else are they going to do at this point?
I think my only worry about this category is not the prevalence, but the rise of AI. In that, if I'm giving an Oscar for best stunt, they better be actually doing that stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not to say that it, like, whatever they're doing is dangerous, you know what I mean? But, like, it has to be in camera, you know? Like, I can see, like, okay, you can, like, CGI the wires out. That's perfectly fine. But what if there's a situation where a film comes out? And this kind of happened with The Brutalist, too, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
This person jumped from this building to this building and did a flip and then, but the background is CGI. They still did the flip.
Oh, that's a good one. Or like the background is just highly edited, so it's maybe not as beautiful of a shot.
Yeah.
But
would they
the
still
distance,
get is that
the heights,
of it? Yeah.
Right. Like what the qualifications I guess are gonna be to make sure that like the award matches the stunt as it's presented, as opposed to what it actually was or whatever. That's a good one. That's a good question. I think my other question would be like next year better have some sort of like, hey, next year we're going to do the actual awards. But before we get that started, let's take a look back at the history of stuntmen and give like Buster Keaton a posthumous award, right? Because back in his day, he was like putting his life on the line, and it was basic baby stunts compared to like nowadays, but still like pretty like trailblazing for the time.
Oh, okay. Can I tell you my hot take about posthumous awards and special awards?
Okay.
I hate them. I hate them.
Oh no, I didn't see that coming.
Oh, here's my point. Here's my point. Okay, I remember when they gave Jackie Chan a like special Academy Award. You know, where it's like, it's not like Best Actor or stuff like that. Because I think, unfortunately, it implies that they aren't able to win a real award, and that's bullshit.
I mean, look.
Like, think about it.
In the case of Jackie Chan, they're not wrong.
Like, okay, like they wanted to like honor him because there wasn't a stunt category. I think this happened like a couple of seasons ago, and they gave him like a what's it called? Honorary award.
Right.
Because we want to honor Jackie Chan. Of course I want to honor Jackie Chan. You know, he's like been a staple of cinema forever.
Yeah.
I believe that if Jackie Chan is capable of giving a best supporting and best actor performance. 1,000%. I think that they're capable of doing it. You don't think he can? Are you Jackie Chan? You don't know the OG? You don't know Rush Hour? Rush Hour 2? Rush Hour 3? The Karate Kid remake?
I mean, I get it.
Do you?
I just don't. Okay, let me rephrase it. At least in English, I'm not sure he can get it because it's tough. It's tough. I'm sure he doesn't sound as the way he sounds when he's talking Mandarin or Cantonese or whatever it is that he speaks, right? Okay. But look at Kiwi Kwan, for example. It's a second language for him. He talks with an accent, and he is giving these performances.
Yeah.
I don't see Jackie Chan giving those types of performances. Like,
yes.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the types of movies he's been in. Maybe that's what it is.
He 1,000% can. You know who else who has an honorary Oscar? Samuel L. Jackson. Do you not think that he's capable of giving a best actor, best supporting actor speech or performance?
You know what? And this might be a bit of a hot take on my end as well. I'm not sure he can, but I'm not sure that he's gotten the opportunity to either.
You don't think
so? It's similar to Jackie Chan, I think.
Are you kidding me? Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah.
You don't think he's had an opportunity to give an Oscar-winning performance?
Let's see. Hold on. Sam.
So
Jackson,
Django Unchained,
movies.
That wasn't Oscar potential.
Absolutely not. That was a Quentin Tarantino, Uncle Tom type of
Coach Carter.
Okay, that's a good one.
You don't think that's at least like a really good performance?
Hold on. Let's see. He's got. There's apparently 4 movies in 2024. 5 movies in 2024. Piano Lesson, The Unholy Trinity, The Garfield Movie, Damaged, and Argyle. I have heard of 2 of those.
Right.
I don't even know what he did in the Garfield movie. But the other 3 films I haven't heard of. So.
Okay, pause. What? Stop. Okay. You gotta be joking. I'm not saying you should have seen those movies, but Samuel L. Jackson has been a staple of the cinema. He was in have you seen The Banker? He was
The Banker.
He was
Shaft Anthony Mackie
too, back in the Glass. And
okay, The Banker. Okay,
Unbreakable. Glass and Unbreakable. Right. The Hateful Eight.
Okay, you're right. He's got some bangers. Some actual films. I think I'm just maybe stuck on Nick Fury, Django,
right?
And just throw away I'm a cash a check type movies, which is what it feels like recently from him.
It's not that he's cashing a check. It's just you need a for sure hitter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Right, but like you're not going into the Garfield movie thinking like this is gonna be a banger right here. You know what I mean? Like you're going in, you're cashing a check, and there's nothing wrong with that. I would do it. Idris Elba. I mean, of course I would do it. I'm a broke bitch. But if I was an actor, and this was like my career, right? Idris Elba said it best. He talked about how like, look, after a certain point, I think I just wanted to mix it up a little bit and do a bit of everything, and I think I have. And you start looking at his career, and you're like, oh shit. He has kind of just done a bit of everything. He's done action. He's done comedy. He's done TV. I think he's done like stage plays or something at one point too. So like, that's what I would do after a certain point. I think Sam Jackson at this point in his life is maybe just like, how do I retire? How do I leave my family in good hands? You know, because he's like, what, 80?
Yeah. I still think he can give an Oscar where
so
he does
like,
not need an honorary. And,
I think he can get it. He has a better chance of getting it than Jackie Chan.
Okay, hear me out.
Yeah.
You know who else who has an honorary Oscar?
Who else?
Angela Bassett. You don't think Angela Bassett is capable of giving a Oscar-winning performance? She was nominated for one. Why does she need a what's it called? An honorary one?
She absolutely can, I think. What's her honorary? Or sorry, Jackie Chan's is like kind of like, I get it. It's like, oh, he's a stuntman, but he's like a staple of cinema. Let's give him an award. What was Samuel Jackson's and Angela's for?
Angela like, what was that? Across her decades-long career, Angela Bassett has continued to deliver transcendent performances that set new standards in acting. That sounds like an Academy Award-winning performance. That sounds like you're capable of doing, like, beating people. You know, like here's the thing. I think honorary Oscars are people who are like retired. Like, you're done. Yeah. You're not going to make it anymore, but you should have been here the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? I'm just mad again now, remembering Wakanda Forever.
Spike Lee.
And how she didn't win.
Spike Lee has an honorary one, a champion of independent film and an inspiration to young filmmakers. He already has an Oscar.
Right.
You know, what?
Yeah. Some of these are weird, and I think you've made your point, Justin. Okay, you made your point.
Wait, can I get a Justin is right?
Justin is right.
That's what I thought. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. Thank you. Derek, what did you scroll on this week?
I forgot what the last story was.
Bro, what are you talking
about? It was space. We said Harry Potter, but we said not to do it.
Yes. Did you watch anything last night?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Last night, I didn't scroll per se. I more so pressed play on the premiere of The Last of Us. We finally got season 2. It's back. I was a little nervous. Spoiler alert. You know, stop watching if you don't want to be spoiled if you haven't played the games. I was a little nervous that they were going to start season 2 with Joel being killed. Because HBO does this thing where they time episodes to be a little bit like meta with their release date.
Right.
So the episode of Game of Thrones where Tyrion kills his dad and escapes, that was on Father's Day. Yeah. I think the Red Wedding was maybe on Mother's Day too. Something like that. That was like another example of this from HBO. So I thought, hey, this is going to happen. And it's also the day, yesterday was the Masters tournament in golf.
Oh my.
So I thought they're definitely going to kill Joe for the season premiere. And this is going to be like how they do it. This is going to be like it's a bold move to start the season that way. But that was not the case, thankfully. It was a solid episode. I liked it. I think they did a really good job dealing with the time jump, introducing Abby and her crew. I already hate them completely because of how, like...
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. And I get it. Like, I get her perspective. I get their perspective. But, you know, I'm a viewer with like the full information here. So I understand that like them just being like, yeah, they're not kidnapping people to experiment on them is bullshit, right? They brush that off as if it's like, oh, it's just a rumor, it's just a lie, it's not true, don't worry about it, I don't even want to talk about it. Abby, what do you think? Oh, let's go murder the guy. So they did a good job with that. I am a little bit bothered by the tension with Ellie and Joel. I think maybe she discovered that he lied to her, and it's a little bit more than just her being a teenager, so to speak. But overall, I'm glad the episode's back. I won't say no. I'll never say no to some more Pedro in my life.
Right.
And he's in for a really good year. So let's see. What did you think of it?
I thought interesting. Not. I think it was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't wowed or anything. But I will say I'm a little. They kind of not told it out of order than I'm used to, because I was slightly worried, because you have not played the game, right?
No.
Okay. Who Abby is a little bit of a surprise. You don't know
that Joel killed her dad.
Okay, like if I'm misremembering playing the game, you get introduced to Abby and her friends, but you don't know their connection to anything, right? Like Joel and Ellie and their group meet Abby and them, right? And I'm trying not to spoil like what you don't know, right? And then I think it's like almost like, I don't know, you're playing like 1 to 2 hours in the game, and you're like, oh, okay, we're helping these people out. All right, let's go back to their place. And then that moment happens. And you're like, oh, what the fuck? And then you realize, like, they're fucked. And then you're, like, playing as Ellie and everything throughout the game. And then you go back and forth between Ellie and Abby, right?
Right.
What I'm surprised about is Caitlin Dever gave an interview, and she was talking about like why isn't Abby buff, or why isn't why don't you look like the character and everything? And she's like, number one, when she got casted, between when she got casted and when they started filming, it was so short notice. You're like, right. All right, we're going to do this right now. So she really didn't even have time to get buff and everything. And how they're telling the story, spoilers, you in the show, you see the aftermath of what Joel did, right?
Right.
And I'm wondering if, because the same people are working on both, I'm wondering if they saw a chance to like lessen the blow of the game. And I think that's a mistake.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, I get your point. And I think it would have made an interesting.
It's like, oh my God, like devastating, like holy shit, you do not see it coming.
Yeah, and I guess, yeah, it's just some things. It's tough to like sometimes draw the line with how much you're gonna take creative liberty when it comes to an adaptation. So I get maybe why they would have done it, just to make it from a narrative perspective a little bit more. This is not satisfying, but harder. Whatever the opposite of satisfying is, where you're like deeply, deeply sad. Right. Because if they were to just kind of start everything off and just focus on like Abby and her group kind of getting friendly and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't allow them to build up whatever tension they're building with Joel and Ellie right now. Mm-hmm. So whether he ends up dying and they're still not, if they still haven't like made up, or if they just made up and they're finally like, okay, we're a team, all right, and then next thing you know he gets knocked out, that's gonna be like way more heartbreaking than just like, we haven't seen them since last season. They still kind of weren't like super son and daughter. father-daughter. I don't know. I don't have the game experience, so I can't really tell. But I'm just trying to.
It's like, okay, hear me out. It's like maybe they saw what happened to the actress that played Abby and all the death threats that she got and everything, and everyone had such a visceral reaction. Mind you, remember, like, this came out during COVID.
Right.
So, like, people had time to, like, people were going through it.
Yeah.
You know, and so, like, maybe they wanted to, like, I don't know, tease that this is going to happen. I just wish that the show watchers had the same experience that I did. But that's all. So far, so good. I think Bella Ramsey is doing a great job as Ellie. I think the person, Isabella Merced as Dina, unbelievably charming. You know, Everyone else is really well cast. You know what? I don't see those people complaining that Pedro Pascal is Joel anymore. I thought we cared about they're changing all the races. Why don't we care anymore, huh? Where's the energy anymore? Oh, you watched it and realized he was a good performer? Oh, you realized that he was the best person for the part? Who would have known? Who would have guessed it? Oh, wait. The casting directors. I'm just saying. I think.
It's really weird. And it's also like, I'm sure we're not going to see anybody complaining at that old dude that got shoved by Joel, right, for being a homophobe. I'm sure nobody's going to complain about that guy.
Actually,
right?
You know what? You know what annoys me about that guy? How are you going to be homophobic in the apocalypse?
That's exactly, bro. Exactly.
Flip dip. We're
I can get maybe still being religious, because that was his whole angle. It was like, you're in a church, all right? Oh, don't be that. Like, okay, whatever. Everybody, you're into religion. That's your thing. Good for you, right? But also a homophobe, dude.
Come on. Really?
It's the apocalypse.
Is there any reason to be prejudiced? Exclude people?
Yeah.
In the apocalypse? Are you serious? Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's accurate. It's accurate. You know damn well that would happen. If Last of Us happened in real life, we'd still have people that are like, yep, God, Jesus, also no gays.
Okay.
What?
I will say, maybe, I always, like, maybe these, like, religious practices or these ritualist ideas came from, like, this is me just guessing. This is not a statement of me. I am not a scientist. I am not a sociologist. Do not take this as fact. Part of me was wondering, I was like, oh, maybe there was a need to, like, not up the population or procreate
sure.
and, like, have more of your people out there. So, like, maybe, like, I don't know, the Catholic people and, like, wanted them to procreate and stuff like that. I don't think we need those ideas anymore, guys. Maybe that's where it came from.
80% of religion, I think, is just based in survival. But then how do we deliver this narrative in a way where it's not because we need to survive, it's because God says we gotta do it or not do it.
But at this point, in 2025, in the world of The Last of Us, I feel like God is really mad at you anyways. And it wasn't because of gay people. It was because of mushroom people.
Maybe it was, Justin. Maybe it was.
Oh, my gosh.
And that's why. They're going to make it worse if they keep being gay.
Oh, my God. Actually, oh, my gosh. Do you watch Yellow Jackets?
No.
Oh, my. You know
it's on the list.
It's so good. We could do a whole Yellow Jacket. It's a great show. Anyways, this is not a Yellow Jackets pod. This is also not a Last of Us pod. Derek, I don't think we're going to be doing an after show for The Last of Us. We'll probably just tack it on onto these episodes. So if you want to keep talking to us about your Last of Us series and things like that, send us your questions. Send us comment in the TikTok DMs or whatever. Answer our stories, etc., etc. And we'll be happy to share more of our thoughts on The Last of Us. And speaking of The Last of Us, The Last of Daredevil Born Again is premiering tonight
tomorrow.
No, well, when this episode airs, it'll be tonight.
Whoops.
And Stefania is finally catching up on all of Daredevil Born Again, so she'll be with us to discuss that on the still scrolling special viewers. Yes, I hope she has time from the multiverse or the Matrix to join us. So we'll see that, and send us your questions for that too. What we did hear from you guys is that a lot of you really like our Am I the Assholes segment. I was shocked that it got that many views and comments. So I think we have to continue it. I mean, I think
the least unique thing that we did is the most popular. We did it.
Well, when you put it that way, it makes me feel bad. Because I don't want to be another podcast that like just does Am I the Asshole segments.
Yep. But that's what the people want. So we're here for you, the people. All right. We're giving it.
I have two for you, Derek. Hopefully we can get your expertise on these. But here's the first one. Am I the asshole for only giving one child a present instead of all three children?
Jeez. Okay, so knowing that this is probably going to have more context and I may change my answer, I'm going to say no.
Oh, okay.
Depending on the context. I'm assuming it's probably going to be like baby mama drama and she has 3 kids and only one is the dudes or something like that. So let's see. Okay. I'm going to put no with an asterisk.
All right. I, 25 female, was invited to the first communion celebration of my sister-in-law's son. I had only met her twice before, and this was the first time I had met her children. She has 3. So I decided to buy something for the kid because it's his day. But unfortunately, my sister-in-law was offended by this because I am apparently singling out her child and making her other 2 children feel left out this way. I told her this was not my intention and that I thought it was normal to only bring something for the person that is being celebrated. The rest of the day, I felt a lot of tension, and I started feeling bad about the idea that the kids might have been sad that I didn't bring something for all of them. Was I wrong? Am I the asshole?
Oh, okay, yeah. The no is a hard no now. No, she's not an asshole. Like, is the sister-in-law maybe not understanding the context? Did anybody else bring gifts? Like, what's the sister-in-law perceiving as reality? Because it seems like she's the asshole in this situation for sure. Okay. But out of maybe a lack of social awareness and how these things work, not because she's truly an asshole, but who knows?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to say not the asshole. Yeah. I think we have to teach children, mind you, not a parent, but like sometimes filling up someone else's bucket doesn't mean you have to go without, you know?
Yeah.
Like just wait your turn, you know? I don't know if there's going to be another community celebration for another kid. And my only asterisk to my no, like what if like this kid gets like a really nice gift?
Right.
Like, hey, I got your kid a PS5.
Right. And the other kids are like, what? Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I guess that could change things for sure.
Is it like, what is the level of too good of a gift?
Right. And I mean, and that's also going to take time too, because if it's the communion today, then, you know, they're going to have to wait till their birthday or whatever else for them to see like what their gift is going to be like. And then maybe at that point, the gift giver would be the asshole for like having favorites basically. But this standalone, just like average appropriate gift, then I think she's fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to say not the asshole. So good job for celebrating one person.
We did it. We got it right. Finally.
Okay. Am I the asshole for demanding my friend pay me back for her daughter's plane ticket today?
Maybe.
I have plane tickets on my mind because I just got back.
Yeah,
for Chicago.
I mean, plane tickets expensive, so I wouldn't hold that against her.
Let's see. Throwaway because my main page has a lot of my friends on it. My friend and I planned a trip in November to Hawaii with our younger kids. Initially, we asked her oldest daughter, who is 17, if she wanted to go, but she said no. Fast forward to February when we decided to buy the plane tickets. We asked her daughter again, and she said she would like to go. My friend asked if I could pay for half of her ticket, and I agreed since the daughter said she'd babysit for one night so we could go out alone. Our trip is in 4 days, and today her daughter said she no longer wants to go because she doesn't want to miss school. When I heard this, I asked for my half of her ticket cost back since she's no longer going, and the reason I paid was for the night out. Now my friend is upset, saying I shouldn't expect to get anything back. I explained that if she chooses not to go, that's fine. It's her choice, but I do expect to get back the money I paid for her trip. A lot of people are calling me the asshole, saying I should be more understanding. And honestly, I would have been if this had been discussed earlier and we hadn't have asked her before buying the tickets if she wanted to go. So Reddit, I know you're super honest. Am I the asshole in this situation?
Maybe. I think it's one of those, like, you got to cut your losses maybe, and just be like, it is what it is. But, I mean, the daughter and the parent of that daughter is also not in the clear either.
Okay.
Like, if that was me, I'd be super pissed at my daughter because I would have to pay my friend. Because I would feel compelled to say, like, no, you either have to go to the trip and do what you committed to, right, or you're going to give me money to pay. Because I'm going to pay so you're going to pay me back because I'm going to pay my friend back that we're clearly going on a trip with. Clearly they're good friends. So, like, I think maybe there's a little bit of context missing for like that side of things. But if it was me, I would pay that friend back. So I don't think she's necessarily in the wrong for asking for the half.
Right.
So I wouldn't say she's a full asshole. I just think she's in a really uncomfortable situation.
Okay. I want to say... Okay. Hear me out. I'm going to say no assholes here.
Okay. I mean, the kid's an asshole.
The kid, well, yes. Well, okay. Hawaii, you don't want to miss school? It's Hawaii, girl. Get it together. Anyway,
yeah.
I guess here's the best piece of advice I ever heard, right? When it comes to money and friendships, right? You should give money only if you're comfortable with never seeing that money again.
Right.
And especially if it's for a friend or family member, only give it away if you are comfortable never getting it back.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're the asshole because you didn't follow this, but if you are listening to this podcast and you need a piece of advice, do not give money that you can't afford to lose.
Right.
And so if this happened to me, well, actually, similar situations have happened to me. I say, I ask for the money back, and if they don't give it back, great, okay. Then I'm never the bank is closed. The favor box is closed.
Yeah, First National Bank of Freddie's roommate is closed.
Don't ask me for nothing again. That's it. You're unreliable. You know what I mean? And if like I'm uncomfortable, and flight tickets can be actually really expensive.
Yeah.
And so if I'm never seeing that money, and especially because it's half, maybe I'm like not as mean. It's
what's a little weird is also like, why are you going halves on their daughter's ticket? Can they not afford to go? Like, what's going on?
Here's my guess about what happened. I don't know if you've ever been on one of those trips, but like when I was younger, I had a baby brother, right? And my family still wanted to go to I think it was like Cedar Point or whatever. And we still wanted to go, and they said, "Hey, Justin, since your baby brother is like a toddler, do you want to bring us friends from school so you have someone to ride the rides with?" you know? And then the parents work out something like, hey, if little Bobby pays for his ticket, we'll drive him here back and home, or vice versa. Like, hey,
I
like,
see,
we'll
I see.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like between parents, sometimes there's an agreement, you know. So like
hey, we planned for just you to go, but also like this isn't in the budget, or this is kind of like an unexpected thing, and it's not the kid's fault. So let's work something out. Okay, right. I guess.
And so I can understand that. And in that scenario, if little Bobby can't come, you're like, okay, I can't like get back the gas money we spent on it. You know what I mean? But like, don't invite little Bobby next time.
Yeah, you know don't talk to him anymore, Justin.
you know what I'm saying? But I will say, I think my final verdict is not the asshole.
Yeah,
I guess the asshole for asking for it back, but be prepared.
More details required on my end.
Oh, okay.
How did the conversation start? How did you go about it? Did you say, "Hey, bitch, where's my money?" Or did you say like, "Hey, look, I hate to do this, but like we weren't really expecting this, and I did this thinking of it as a babysitter." Like, did you go about it politely?
Especially because the services that she offered was babysitting. Right. Like, ooh, what if? Okay, here's a solution to mend the two houses, right? If
marry the daughter to their firstborn.
No, if you can't pay it back because she's 17, maybe that's fine. But whatever the cost of that, divide it up into free babysitting nights.
Okay,
so you can't pay it back.
Children. Got it.
No, it's like, okay, that's whatever, 4 Fridays.
Yeah.
So every Friday, babysit our kid for like 2 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks, and then we're straight. Because you need to know the responsibility, but also like, you know,
that's fair.
Don't screw over your like friends. So that's my solution.
Yeah, and she learns a lesson too. She learns a lesson in like committing to things and not being a
you
dummy.
lost your Friday nights for like a month. I think that's a pretty good, not punishment, but like
lesson learned.
Lesson learned. There we go. Speaking of lesson learned, I think that's the end of our show today. I think that was pretty fun. Don't you agree, Derek?
It was all right.
And we will see you next time with the Still Scrolling Special Viewers Unit Daredevil After Show season finale. All right, that's it. Oh, follow us on all the socials, and I think that's it. Do I say anything after this?
Forward this podcast to 10 people or you get bad luck.